Good morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time of day it is where you are. I hope you're all doing well. I'm just setting up a second and hopefully you can see what's on the screen. I just want to say hi to a bunch of people who are already on the chat. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we've got Linda, the chatbot, amazing Linda on here. And we've also got Creations by Christy. We've got Mr. Smith and Cat's Fluid Art Creations. Hi guys, thank you for joining me. I know it's short notice, and I really need to figure out how to get information about when these live chats are happening earlier. I will do that. I will get round to kind of just planning my day better and setting up regular lives at some point. At this point, it's ad hoc because there's lots of things happening in my life at the minute, and it's quite hard to really know what's happening when and plan things. But thank you again for joining today. We've also got the amazing Janice, talented Janice from Just Janice. Hi, and thank you for being here. And we've got Bill Robertson. Hi, Bill. It's really nice to see you. I don't think you've joined any of my lives before. Maybe you have, and I didn't remember. But it was great to have you all. I know today is supposed to be Friday with Friends as well, with Jay Whitty, Janet, and Mary, and others. But I think they're just having a week off, so I'm hopefully filling a little gap in the viewership. So yeah, so we've just finished a beautiful piece of art, if you remember. I don't even know where it's on at the minute behind me, but we finished the ballerina, which I use texture art with, and I'm really getting into this texture kind of adventure that I'm having. Oak by Betty Bettina had a beautiful piece that she did this week on Texture Thursdays. Unfortunately for me, I couldn't join her like I normally do, mainly because my daughter was unwell. I had to take her to the doctors around the same time with an emergency appointment. She had an ear infection, which was developing over a few nights, so we weren't having much sleep. But thankfully, she's got antibiotics, which she hates the taste of now. So that's all kind of okay now. But I did miss the Texture Thursday, so this is my way of kind of providing a video anyway. I did have 2 days off doing lives, and the reason I had 2 days off is I just needed a break. I set myself a challenge to do 25 days straight of lives simply because of the fear of doing lives and just literally throwing myself into the deep end and just doing it and just sort of working out how to do things, and that's the main reason I did these. And I did have 2 days off because I was just I need a break now. And I had 2 lovely days with the family as well as working. But we're going to do something fun today. I'm going to start a smaller piece, a mixed media texture-based piece today. You'll have the opportunity as the viewers to make some decisions along the way. So I might ask you, I know there's a lag in the chat. So when I ask a question, I assume nobody's responding, but really you haven't even heard the question yet. But yeah, YouTube is like this. So I'll pause and see if there's any responses when I ask a question. See, I'm learning. So we've also just had the wonderful Byron Chandler join. And he does voice impressions. He's done quite a few recently, so do go and have a look at his channel, as well as the channels of all the lovely people I've mentioned already. Do go out and send and give your love and support to them as well. Maybe subscribe, a like, a comment, or anything that helps our channels grow. We really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to do a texture piece now. We were away on holiday recently as a family, and we were away last year as well. And one of the things we did last year was my daughters wanted me to do a painting, basically, of the sea. So an ocean kind of themed painting. But what they wanted was to embed some of the little stones and the gravel and the beautiful shells that they collected on the beach. So they avidly went and collected specific things they wanted me to put into this painting. Now, last year was completely hectic for me. There was a lot of illness and other things going around, and I never got round to doing that. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that because they really wanted me to do one. So I'm going to do it with what they collected this year. So we went to Turkey on holiday this year. Beautiful holiday, lovely 2 weeks there. And We had a great time, but we were on the beach almost every day, and the girls collected. I'll show you what they collected. They collected this little drinks bottle. I think you can see that with lots of little pebbles, and they also collected some shells. Now I didn't put the shells in here in case, you know, they smashed up. Some little shells as well. Lots of gravel. You can see the texture and colour of this gravel. I really like it. You know, it's not sand. It's kind of a gravelly sand texture. And there's lots of little teeny tiny stones in there as well. And I want to do something with this today. And I think it'll be really nice then to present it to the girls because I know they'll want it in their bedroom. So it is going to be a very small piece. This is a very simple 20 by 20 centimetre canvas. It's a scraped canvas, obviously, because we always tend to scrape things we don't like and make lots of errors. There's some issues around the edges where the paint kind of peeled off. But I really like reusing things and reclaiming and not turfing it out. And I kind of washed this in the sink. So there's still some kind of, I mean, it's not going to be a case of it lifting off because of the acrylic paint drying on there. It's still porous to an extent. It's taped off at the back, as you can see. So we're going to do it on there. I've got a tile here, gloss tile, to mix my texture paste on. So my plan is, let me know what you think. My plan is to do a beach textured piece on here today on the live. I'm not sure how long this will take, hopefully not too long. I've got some supplies with me which I'm going to show you. Thank you, Bill. It's your first live here. That's really good to know. Hopefully I don't put you off and you do come back to visit me. I'll do my best to make sure I'm to the point and not taking up too much time. I know time is precious for everyone. So let's see what supplies we have. We've got, thank you, Janice. And we've got some paints, okay, and this is a little kind of mini kit that you kind of take away and paint outside with. You know, it's really economical, you know, easy to port around. And I've had this, I think, 3 years. Somebody bought it for me and I never used it, so I've decided I'm going to use them today. They're De La Rowney. It's a brand over here in the UK. I don't know if you get it over in the US or Australia, maybe not, but or maybe you do, but they're very basic colours, as you can see. So we've got those as supplies. What else do we need? And we've got the gravel and the stones. We've got shells, which I'll show you towards the end. And what else have we got? We have got our palette knives here. A bunch of palette knives we're going to need. A bunch of paintbrushes we're going to need. And also a pipette. And a jar of water here. With some paintbrushes as well in there. So we need to create the texture to begin with. So let's get the tile in the middle here. And what we'll do is we'll try and make some texture paste mixed up here. I'm going to use two products. The first product is this, and you can get this in most, I think in most places. If you can't, you can get anything similar. This is Viva Decor Structure Paste. And it's fine. Okay, so you can get the gritty one, which is not fine. This is fine. I do wish I'd got the gritty one because I love the texture in the gritty one. This is a little bit too fine for my liking, which is why I'm going to add a secret ingredient in a moment. So we're going to use some of that. Let's pop that down there. Actually, let's open that up and see what it's like. Oh, okay. So I'm going to get my palette knife and show you how fine it actually is. So it is relatively thick. It is quite thick, but it is smooth basically. So it's not gritty per se. That's as opposed to this stuff, which is Viva Artline Structure Paste, and it's grained. Okay, and I've only got a small pot of this. Unfortunately, it's white, but it kind of looks creamy to me, and it's very grainy. So I'll show you what that looks like. So the difference between those two is quite big. Okay, so this one, I've used a fair bit of this for some of my paintings. I'll show you a painting in a second, but this is really, really gritty and I love it. So you've got sand mixed in and you can DIY. You don't need to go out and buy these expensive pots. You can DIY this with adding some stuff to modelling paste. We are going to DIY it today. We've also got Pebeo modelling paste and some acrylic paint. What have I done with that? Yeah, so we've got some white acrylic paint and a couple of other colours. So let's get on with it. So I'm going to initially start with just lobbing on some of this structure paste onto my tile. I wonder how much we need. I don't think we need a lot because it's a small canvas. Okay, maybe that's enough. Do you think? Yeah, it should be enough. A bit more. Because we don't need a thick layer on the canvas, remember. We kind of need a layer which we can then dapple with a paintbrush, stiffed paintbrush or something to give it some form of texture. Now that's too smooth for my liking. I've just realised that on lives you can't actually zoom the camera, can you? Or maybe you can, I don't know how to do it. But yeah, so this is really smooth, okay? Too smooth, no texture. It doesn't look like sand at all, does it? So there's a couple of things we're going to do. We're going to add a little bit of this modelling paste into the mix. I can't even open this. 1 second. I'm just struggling with it. Okay. So we're going to add a little squirt of that. So hopefully you can see if it comes out. Okay, excuse the noises. Oh my goodness, it's flown everywhere. Okay. So let's now give this a little mix. I will try and keep an eye on the chat. If anyone wants to, like Linda or anyone wants to moderate, then please feel free to. I don't know if Linda's, are you blue? Do you have the blue? Well, I think Christy is, so yeah, so we've got that. So we're going to do something to this. We're going to actually add some acrylic paint to it next. Now we want some sandy colours, okay, so I'm thinking some of this cream would look good. Some of this, what colour is that? Yellow ochre, yep, yellow ochre. Maybe some of this colour, which looks kind of skin colour. It's rose portrait or portrait pink. And then maybe a darker brown, like a burnt umber. So we've got brown here. Yeah, we'll add that as well. Oh, actually, that's a nice colour, isn't it? Raw umber. Okay, so we've got a few colours. We're going to just add a few of these into the mix now. So some more of the lighter colours. I hope you can see this. I might raise this up so you can see it better. One moment. I hate when I can't see things on a screen, so let's pop this up here. Hope I don't drop that palette knife. So we've got this rose portrait paint on there. These are acrylics, by the way, in case you were wondering. Some cream, maybe a lot of cream. And I'm going to tell you what the secret ingredient is in a minute. We've got yellow ochre, some of that. And I don't think you actually need a lot of these colours to tint this texture paste. That is brown. Not too much of that because I don't want it to go too dark. Maybe that is too much, we'll see. And then a little bit of this colour, which is raw umber. Oh, I'm going to have to pop that one. I don't think I've ever opened it. No, it looks slightly greeny, that one. So, okay, so we've got the colours down. I'm going to add a little bit of titanium white. We are going to use Amsterdam paints. I don't like to use Amsterdam paints because they're more expensive than the others. And I have got Montmartre, which is cheaper. So I guess I could have used that. Let's pop that away. And we're going to stir this up initially. And then we're going to add the secret ingredient. So what I want is a nice sandy colour. Now, obviously, different parts of the world, we have different kinds of beaches. We even have white sand in some places. So it really is down to you what kind of sand colour or sandy colour you want to make for your beach mixed media piece. Here, I'm just going to have a look at it. And I'm kind of just looking at it thinking, is this the right colour? Is this the colour I want to go for? I think it is, actually. I might put a little bit more burnt umber in and make it a bit darker. But I don't want to darken it too much. And see how quickly it is to mix that up. It's actually super easy on a tile. And even on a piece of glass, reinforced glass. It's super easy. And I don't know what you guys think, but I think most people love the beach. And it's just a place to go that's calm, relaxing. away from the hubbub of life, away from the madness of schedules and timekeeping and meetings and screens and just people being in a rush all the time. And watching the waves crash on the shore, dipping your toes into the sea, and all of the noises, the natural noises, really are calming to the soul. So that's done. Okay, we mixed that up. Let's get on with the next bit. Just pop down that down there. So, secret ingredient, and I hope this works. If it doesn't, I might just stick some of that structure paste, grained structure paste in. So what have I got next? I have got this, and this is just regular table salt. And I'm going to add this in the hope that it doesn't suck up too much of the moisture in here. So obviously in this paint there's loads of moisture, and salt has a tendency to suck it up and kind of disintegrate into it. I'm going to add quite a lot so that doesn't happen too much. So let's add the salt. I wonder how much I need. I'm kind of playing it by ear and just experimenting and seeing. So let's fold it over like a cake mixture, so it doesn't go everywhere. Oh yeah, I can see that's definitely created some, you can see that it's definitely created some texture. Quite like that. Is it enough though? That's the question. You can see some of that burnt umber coming through there because it was at the bottom, I think. Wow, I like that, but I think we need more. What do you guys think? The salt's really done the trick. So, like I said, you don't have to spend all this money buying this stuff. You can just make it yourself with really cheap ingredients and add more salt to it. I know I think I'm going a bit mad here, but I really want it to be gritty, you know? And because there's titanium white paint in there, it should bind it quite well, and it shouldn't really crack because it's got modelling paste in it. So if you think about the ingredients, modelling paste is really good because it stops it from cracking later on when it's dried. And we've got that structure paste in there, so it gives it that structure, and then we've got the sand that gives it the grit. So all three ingredients look like they're doing a good job. And a bit more sand, I want it more grittier than this. So I'm just really eyeballing it and looking at the texture and whether I like it. It's really sticking to my palette knife. Okay, a bit more. I'm just going to check the chat now. I've actually set the chat up on my iPad and it's so small. I think I need my glasses to see what people are saying. Normally it's on my laptop, but laptop takes up too much space in this painting area that I've got in the house. The room is quite small, so everything's a bit cramped. And I would paint in the summer house. It's super warm, you know, and it's been a very hot day today, so it gets super hot in there, unfortunately, and I haven't got air conditioning. Not many people have in the UK, so we're not used to the sudden weather change where it's suddenly summer. We have started to have a summer now, so it's quite exciting for the kids. They were in a little puppy pool in a garden today, splashing about after school, and they loved it. And the ice creams and the usual stuff kids love. It was actually the last day of school for my kids, and a lot of schools here, so parents are either, you know, commiserating because they've got their kids for 6 weeks now, or they're rejoicing because they get to spend quality time with their kids as well. I think a bit of both for most parents. Okay, so that's ready. Let's get on with it. I'm going to just pop this here, and we're going to get our canvas back. Now, I want to show you a really cool thing. Let me just find something to put this onto. 1 second. I'm going to stick this onto a box to make it easier for you to see, so it's closer to you. So, okay, so let's show you these. So I ordered these a while back and I've only just opened them. So what are these? I'll show you. And the reason is I've been like scouring the internet for something, That's not a Posca pen, and it's something that can be removed later. This is erasable liquid chalk. So I've used Taylor's chalk before to kind of draw on like paws that are dry to then later decide where to place embellishments. I'm going to check if this works, and this is the white one. Obviously there's quite a few colours. So we're going to draw a line across this canvas for where the sea is going to be and where the sand is going to be. So do you want the sandy area to be bigger than the sea area, or vice versa? I'm going to give it a second to see what people say. Okay, so do you want the sea area to be bigger than the sandy area? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Okay, so let's see bigger. Fantastic. Okay, so we want the sandy area. We're going to try and figure out where we're going to put that. So I'm going to just draw I think that's okay. And I'm going to draw another line. Okay. And again, you can rub it out, or we can just ignore it on this because I'm just using this as a guide. I think that's okay. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just show it to you quickly. So we're going to put texture paste sandy area down here. So it's not much of an area, quite a large area for the actual. I'm going to actually darken some of this paste as well. So I'm just thinking I quite like the idea of a two-tone sandy beach rather than one tone. So let me just quickly add a little bit of burnt umber to that. Yeah, let's see. Might add a bit more actually. It's really not showing up too much. That one's not the right one. So, I mean, this is called brown, not burnt umber, but I guess you could add burnt umber. So different brands that call them different names. I just assumed most brands have similar names, you know. So yeah, so I think that's good. We've got some running through, if you can see that. So I think that's okay. So we're going to stick this on now. So just grab a load and we simply just we'll really hold this canvas now. Okay, a bit more. And we're just palette knifing it on, really. I'm trying to be quick, but it's actually quite tricky in the corners there. So I can put it down the side as well, remember. So I can just smear it onto the side as well, just to make sure it's all covered. Didn't want to cover the box underneath because it's actually another gift that was given to me a few years ago, and I think it's just a bunch of in fact I don't really know. Let's have a look. I can't remember what's in this box. Okay, just charcoal pencils and charcoal. Yep, might use those one day. I don't think I'm very good at charcoal. So remember in my last live somebody said, are you know, is there anything you're not good at? Yeah, charcoal drawings I'm not good at. I don't even know how to use them. So, and to be honest, I'm not that good at watercolors either. So there are things I'm not good at. Could possibly get good at them, but it just takes me longer with some mediums than others. So we're just gonna try and clean this knife off a bit. So all I'm doing now is just laying this sand on. Okay, so let's. I don't know why that keeps slipping down. It's supposed to stay up there. Okay. So I'm going to go in thin to make sure that line is covered. And then I'm going to thicken it up a little bit. And it does take a bit of while to dry as well if you're putting really thick layers on. So I've just followed that line that we've just made, okay? I'm just going to quickly smear some on the side. So I'm not doing it later off camera. Take 1 second. This stuff really sticks to your palette knife as well. You can see the sides weren't great because there was lots of residue of the paint, which I hadn't washed off the sides. When I washed this canvas, I completely forgot about the sides. So the black paint has really set in and dried on the sides. But it shouldn't be a problem really. So we'll just, yeah, that's side fine. Then just making sure this side is fine. Yep. So that's fine. So yeah, this is good. Now what we're going to do next is maybe add a bit more here and there. You're falling off. Stay there. We're just going to add a little bit more here and there. And what we can do is we can use the palette knife like this and just texturize it. And it depends what kind of texture you want. Or you could just take a stipple brush. I did have this brush, but it's wet at the moment. So you can get a stipple brush like, let me find one that's like this. And it's kind of to give it more texture. So what we're doing, let me bring it up so you can see. So what we're doing is just creating texture. And I'm going to take the edges out a little bit because I want that kind of fading. I don't want a very strong line around the edges. So you can see I'm literally just thinning that edge out a little bit. And I'll probably just go over it again with a palette knife so it's not completely over the top texture. So you can see what I've done here. I'm just going to this is fun. I feel like I'm a kid in school again. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to wash that brush off. I'm going to go in now with my texture, my palette knife. I'm just going to smooth out some areas so it's not all crazy. So I hope you've all been having a good day today. It's been super sunny here. And what I'm going to do is, this is odd, but I'm just going to put some very thin lines into the texture to give the idea of where the tide sort of came in. Perfect. Right, we're done with this. Just move some of those out again. The great thing about this is very forgiving. If you don't like something you've done, you can just undo it. So that's fabulous. So we can put that away. I'll put a bag over it so it doesn't dry so quickly. Perfect. So all I'm doing now at the minute is I'm just going to wrap it in some polythene bag so it doesn't dry out too quickly in case I want to do another smaller piece later. And I'll pop that into an airtight container. Let me pop that away a second. So what we're going to do next, we're going to embellish this now. I know it sounds mad, but we're going to actually embellish this area a little bit. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use our beautiful gravel. Okay, so this is Sarah and Slaffy's gravel and stones. And I need to pour it out on some sort of tray. This is when you realise that you've got a live and you haven't actually prepared. So give me a moment, I'll just grab something to pour it onto. What can I use? Oh, goodness. Yeah, a tray. Okay, right in front of me. I'm literally blind. So I've got a tray. I'm going to start pouring this down. You can see some of the shells in there actually. Just can't get them out because there's there's some pieces of rock. I'm not even sure how the girls got these into this tiny little bottleneck, because they're huge and they're stopping other pieces from coming out. Oh, we've got some shells. Okay, let's pretend that's enough. Ooh, look at these. So we've got some little shells. Who wants a shell in there? There's a little bit of broken shell as well. So what we have to be conscious about when we're laying this down is that it's a small piece. So this actual artwork is a small piece. So what I don't want to do is put huge stones on it. Okay, so we're going to pick the smaller ones. Which one should we pick? Yeah, let's just pick the teeny tiniest ones. Oh, actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll just put some of this sandy stuff into it. So we've got this little tiny bits of gravel. So to give it some interest, we're just going to sprinkle some of it on. Oh, there's a little stone that fell out. I think I'm not going to put it close to the shoreline. I'm just going to pop it somewhere here. So we're going to add a few little stones, if I can see them. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it? Okay, so what should we do? Find some stones. Well, I like the white one. That's nice. Some tiny little... And we're just popping them down. And it doesn't really matter. Use your intuition where you chuck these stones and what colour they are or anything like that. I do like the white ones. They really stand out. And let's have a few grey ones. I've got to be conscious not that I'm not placing them exact distance apart. I have a problem. I do have a problem with making things uniform. Too uniform. I quite like that stone. That's a nice one, isn't it? It's got two colours on it. Oops. Can you see that? I like that. Baby. And yeah, I think we can add quite a few others. There's teeny tiny cute ones which are rounded and very smooth, and then there's ones that are not. And we could actually add a shell into this, possibly. We can look at the other shells that we've got as well. So that one, all I'm doing is just tapping it into the texture paste, so it is embedding. I don't need glue to do this. It kind of embeds itself, you know. So I think that's looking cool. Now we're going to move along, otherwise I'll be here all year. And I'm going to pop that down somewhere else. Hope I don't drop that. Right, and now we're going to get a few other things. So we are going to look at my little shell collection. And here's the shell collection. And what we have is some starfish, and I think starfish would look great. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Evelyn. We're just making a little seascape to reminisce about our summer holidays at the beach, all of us. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So I might just add one of these little ones, trying to find the smallest one, quite tricky. And I'm going to pop it in right there. And I have to be super careful with these starfish because they do tend to break with too much pressure. I'm pushing it into the sand there. I might put a little bit of sand over it. There. That looks cool, doesn't it? So we've got a little starfish there and maybe a couple of stones now. Sorry, not stones. Actually stones, yes. So look at these. These are nice. They're a bit bigger, mine. And we've got these. I'm not sure they would go there. Shell shards. Sorry, I'm not even in the screen. These are shell shards and they're quite pretty as well. I think that would be a bit too OTT. Trying to keep it looking as natural and real as possible. So the other thing we could do is we could add these teeny tiny shells. There's a couple that are broken actually, which might be perfect, like that one. This one is really nice. I like that one. Let's pop that one in. And I'm going to have it slightly sticking out because that looks cool. And then maybe any flat ones. So I'm trying to look at flat ones. We've got this one. Don't worry about being late, Debbie. It's probably my fault for not telling people in advance enough. And we're going to pop that in. I don't know if I said hi to you, Kat. I think I did at the beginning. We're going to pop that in as well. Where does it go? I'm trying to think. I really like that. Let's pop it right in there and get it snug into that sand. And I'm just going to add 1 or 2 of these little stones as well, because I love the way that they're actually really shiny on one side. They are quite big. Maybe I'll find a smaller piece, that one. I'm just going to kind of place it there, and a funny looking one. Right, I don't want to overdo it. I'm the queen of overdoing things, so I'm going to actually stop there, but we could have used so many different types of shells. Just a tiny little, that's really cute. I like it. I'm going to pop that in as well. Oh no, it doesn't go anywhere. It's not enough space. We should have done a bigger piece. Okay, we'll leave that. Right, let's move these away now so that we have more space to do the seascape, the seaside of the seascape. Okay, so what's it looking like now? Let's have a closer inspection. So this is the beauty now. We've got the sides done. Oh, I forgot the sides need stippling a little bit. Because that doesn't look right with the top. Easily fixed. Oh, that side stippled, fine. It's just the side I had that hadn't been. And these mixed media pieces do take time. I think they take a bit longer on the lives because I'm not forwarding and editing and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm going to move on to the next bit. Okay, and that's the seaside. So let's pick some colours. So I could use these Daler Rowney ones, but I'm not going to. I picked a bunch of tube paints, and I'm going to ask you to choose 5 of them. Okay, so here are the colours. We do need white, so we'll keep the white out. So colours, I just want you to pick which one. Just say the numbers. Number 1 is pearl sky blue. It's a mica, so it's going to be shiny. The sea is going to be quite shiny because it's a mica Arteza brand. Really pretty colour. Very light blue. And then we've got, that's number 1, by the way. Number 2 is iridescent green blue by Pebio. We love the iridescence. We could have a shiny sea with highlights. We've got Prussian blue hue, which is a deeper, darker blue. Manganese blue phthalo, which is Amsterdam, transparent. And we've got this one, which is greenish blue, because you do get so many colours in the sea, right? And it was just hard for me to choose which colours I want. I love all of them. Phthalo blue from Amsterdam, which is a beautiful royal kind of purplish blue, almost. It's almost purple. So 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to pick the first person who's picked the numbers. So someone said 2, definitely, I agree. I love 2, this colour so much, Christy. Thank you. And then we've got, who's got the next? 1. Okay, we've got this then, that's Mr. Smith. And then we've got, Evelyn says 1 and 2. Well, we've got those 2. Byron wants 5. I can't remember which is which. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to have the greenish blue for Byron. And any other colours? 4 and 6. 4 is this one, manganese phthalo, I think. If I'm wrong, correct me. So we've got those 4 colours so far. We'll put these away. Okay. And then let's have a look at our colours now. So we've got some beautiful colours to play with. We've got the white as well, remember. Let's move this along this side so we can get more space. Space is at a premium. So we've got these gorgeous colours. So we are literally going to just go for it and save time. So I'm thinking there's the beach, there's the sea. I guess the sea could be coming in this way onto the beach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the darker colours down on this edge. I'm literally just squeezing them out onto the canvas. Okay, And maybe a little bit in the middle, why not? And then we'll pop this one in, the manganese blue phthalo. Oops, just got it all over my thumb. Some of that. I think this is nearly finished. Now I have to be super careful now because I have a tendency to overuse, like use the too much paint on brush painting when I don't need to. And we've got this, did we use this? Yes, we did. And then we've got this gorgeous iridescent green blue. Christie's choice. Ah, too close to the beach and it landed on the beach, just like bombs away. Here we go. Some more up here. And we've got this, which is the beautiful pearl sky blue. Can't remember who chose that. I think Mr. Smithy chose this one. And we're just gonna, sorry, I realised that I'm blocking the camera view half the time. It's really hard to figure out what not to do. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna add some white now. Really hope this tube is so big it's gonna go everywhere. I'll probably pop it onto my brush. So we need a thickish brush to do this. Oh, I guess we could do it with a palette knife to begin with, shall we? I guess we could, couldn't we? Let's just get some white on here. Now, yeah, let's experiment. So we're gonna just put some white down. Now, I've just realised you're so far from the, excuse me a minute, when I whack that shut, I'm going to bring you closer. So I don't know why you're so high up, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Oh my God, what's that? Okay, so there, you can actually hopefully see everything clearly now. So I've got the white down. And ideally, we should have waited for the texture paste to dry, a little bit at least. But it will take a few hours, an hour or two for that to dry. And I'm going to go in, like I said, I'm going to go in with a palette knife, right? Let's just see what happens. Just don't want to get any on my sandy beach. I really like that sandy beach. It's lovely, isn't it? And this is like palette knife painting. I didn't even think of doing this. I actually like the idea of doing this. I wasn't going to palette knife paint, but I actually like, this is looking cool. So, I mean, if there's gaps, all I need to do really is add more paint, right? I love the colours in this. Gorgeous. I guess if I underpainted this painting, it probably would have been a better idea because I think there's a hair in this. Oh my goodness. What is it with me and my paintings and my hair in my paintings? Well, there's a huge one. Where did that come from? Oh, yikes. Yeah. So, wow, look at the colours on this. Isn't that... this is just accidental, by the way. I was going to use a brush. And I'm like, no, actually, this looks better than using a brush because a brush would blend it too much. It would blend all the colours into one homogeneous colour. And this doesn't. And I don't think I've ever painted like this before. Not really. Or not Seascape anyway. Let's see what you guys are saying. The bluish green reminds me of Wish Bear from Care Bears. Oh, I remember Care Bears. I loved them when I was a child. I had all the stickers, the collection of stickers. They were all over my cupboard as a child. So I'm going to be careful now because we're right near this. Oh my God, this is like a really cool way of painting, guys. You've probably done it before, but I haven't, so I'm like excited. This is amazing. I love those colours. This is just such an abstract piece. It's cool. And thinking maybe I need more paint this end. So we need to go back to those tubes maybe, or maybe I could just push it along a bit, be economical with this paint or not, I don't know. So I'm not going to take it all the way to the sand because I have an idea what to do around where the sand is. Maybe right up to this is so cool. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I gotta take you down to see these gorgeous colours. That particular, this sky, pearl sky blue, it's gorgeous on here. So whoever chose that one, thank you. That was a really good choice. I'm just gonna, I realise I've just sort of messed up this edge by not, by kind of pushing it that way. But I like this. Gosh, it's lovely. I'll bring you down in a minute to show you the gorgeous colours in the sea. Honestly didn't think it'd be this good. I'm going to have to correct something here. I've got some on the sand, a bit too much. I just forgot the sand was wet. Okay, let's mix it in. Maybe I won't notice. I've got some blue in my sand. Bad control with my palette knife. The other thing I can do is just get some more of that paste and stick it on top, so cover it up. There's a lot of blue in this. We'll just mix it in. See, lots of accidents do happen on lives. Okay, cool. Right, I think we're missing a little bit down here and we're done with this part of the action. I need to go over the edge as well and do the sides in a minute, but I'm liking this a lot. And doing this live is phenomenal. I never thought I'd see the day when I'm doing lives, because I remember talking to my friend Laurie from Art by Sparkle a long time ago when she was doing lots of lives, and I said, how did you get over your fear? And she just said, you just got to do it. I said, I don't think I could ever do it. I'm terrified, like, because just putting yourself out there and talking to a bunch of people, not knowing who's watching, it's just all of that stuff. It's just, if you're an introvert, it really it's really daunting, isn't it? Well, it was for me at least, but I think it is for a lot of people, because I've had so many people now message me, and it's lovely to say, oh, will you help me with doing my first live, or doing a live, because they really like these. So that's really sweet and encouraging. Okay, I'm done. I think I won't faff about too much with that because we've got to go on to the next bit. Let me just get a little bit of colour for the side. Oh, I could do the side later, it doesn't matter. So let's clean this off a second. Let's get some tissue and I'll clean this off. I'm going to have a quick look at the chat while you talk amongst yourselves to see if I've missed anyone's questions or anything. It's quite hard to do both. If it's not hairs, it's flies. You're so right. Okay, good luck with the laundry, my love. To Debbie. Housework never waits for anyone, does it? Yeah, there isn't really. So it's kind of getting lighter. If I I don't know if you can see that. I think you can, but it is kind of lighter here, Linda, because of the lighter white color and the sky blue color. There was more of it this end, and it kind of gets darker this end. It could probably get darker up the top a bit more, so I could add a little bit on the top. I mean, that is possible. Maybe we should. Let's just put some on my palette knife and then stick it at the top. So the thing about this is, oh, that's super dark. Oh my god, that's really dark. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you can have all sorts of colours. I didn't realise that was so dark. And the thing is, as I go along, it fades out, so that's really good in a sense. I just want to make sure I've done the top and notice there's some gaps. So yeah, you can just do what you want. And the great thing about this is that there's loads of texture in this piece. So when you come down close, you can see that the palette knife's created all this gorgeous texture in the sea, which we can play about with later more. So you can even wait till it dries and go in with a paintbrush and add things to the sea. Now you can spray it, you can add sea froth, you can add more lines, you know. So we're gonna just clean my palette knife off again, and I'm super happy with that so far. So I'm gonna try and maybe I can lift this up. Yep, I'll just bring it up to you to show you what that looks like. Look at the glisten in that. The mica powder one is gorgeous, and the iridescent color as well. It's super iridescent. Now obviously this isn't finished, because what I need to do next, and it'll really bring the piece alive, is I'm going to have to wait, unfortunately, wait for it to dry. Although we could do it now, but it's just a bit risky. But what I would then do is just mix up some of my same texture paste that we made just then, the structure paste and the modeling paste together, and the sand, and palette knife on the sea line, the line, you know, along this seashore, and palette knife on really thin. And that's my plan. And then once that's done, I'll just get a stiff bristle brush and drag that out a little bit, you know, kind of willy-nilly drag it out over it so it looks like sea froth. And that's the plan. I can't obviously do it while the sea's still wet, otherwise both of them will mix together and create a bit of a mess. So I'm going to have to do it probably on the next live. Is there anything else you'd like to see in this piece? Is there any other recommendations? Oh, hang on, I'm not at the end of the chat. Hold on. Oh, Christy, you've left. Bye, honey. I didn't see. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming. Oh, thanks, Mr. Smith. Superb teacher. Thank you. I'm just talking through what I'm doing. Bill, you might have to break out. I might have to break out the palette knives this evening. This looks so cool. Yes, why don't you? It's a nice break sometimes from doing acrylic pouring or fluid art. I think it's nice to kind of go between the two and really flex those muscles in terms of being more versatile as an artist. And I notice a lot of people are doing texture now, which is really nice. It's great to kind of just play and experiment and try different mediums. I would love to see a channel by you, Linda, but it's so much work, and I completely understand people who don't. I've almost thrown the towel in a number of times, but I'm glad I haven't, because I made so many good friends and I get to chat to them every week. So there's loads of perks for doing it. Kat, anyone can do a live, love. You don't have to be monetized to do a live. Literally anyone can, so you really should give it a go if you want to, of course. Sheldon, hi Sheldon, thank you for joining us. Lovely to see you. You just used that colour yesterday. You mean the iridescent green-blue? Gorgeous colour. And guys, if you missed Sheldon's live on Facebook, it's really worth watching. He did a bloom and a cloud pour, and they were both gorgeous. I saw it late last night. You think I should go for the foam? Yeah, power wash foam. Imagine having a bit of seaweed would totally complete the painting. Maybe you're right. I mean, even fish, you know, there's so many things you can do, and so many things that remind you of the ocean and days at the beach. Even having a little bucket and a spade embedded in here is a possibility. You can have anything you want. It's literally your painting, so it's super cool. So yep, this is what it looks like, and I'm probably going to leave it there for today. We've been on for about 54 minutes. Wow, that's flown by with you guys. You know, it's crazy how quickly time flies. You're welcome for the plug. Thank you. Thank you for making my lives and I never make yours, Sheldon. I do try. It's just crazy hectic with the kids, but now I think it's going to be different because they're off school now for 6 weeks. Oh, okay. You're working on a Cos Creations inspired collage right now. Sounds interesting. I'll check it out, Bill, once you posted it. Um, okay, so I'm going to leave it there today. I'm going to do the sea froth on a very short live next time and maybe start a new project. But this is a really quick and easy way to create some beautiful textured mixed media art, and it looks fabulous. I'll take you down to try and I might try and take you down, but I hope I don't drop this phone into it. Always possibility. Oops, it's turning around for me. I don't know why it's gone upside down. Oh, there we are. So here is the piece. You can see the sides and you can see the grain that's embedded in these stones, starfish, shells, shell shards. And this is what the sea looks like. Very abstract and very shimmery. Gorgeous. It catches the light, see? It's really, really nice. And depending on which direction you're looking at it, and that's going to look even better later because I have some exciting plans in the second part of this, which I don't know if you've ever seen anyone do, but I had a really cool idea for finishing the sea. Okay, and making it super sparkly using gel gloss and some color shifting or color changing pigments. So you'll see the color shift, hopefully, different times of day, but I'm going to glaze this later. It's just the sea part of it, and hopefully I'll do it on a live as well. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for all the love. By the way, I do have a Patreon, so if you want to sponsor me or even just join as a free member, guys, you don't have to pay. You can just join as a free member, and I post stuff on there that I don't normally post on my YouTube channel. More kind of personal stuff and behind the scenes footage and just like one-to-one stuff and stuff that I don't normally put, out in public. So if you want to join as a free member, you can do. If you want to join, I think the cheapest is $2.99 a month, which isn't a lot. It's like buying someone a coffee. So please do consider it if you want to. No pressure at all, of course. I love you all for even watching this. So thank you so much. And I will see you again very soon. Just quickly, Debbie, how often do I do lives? I'm at the moment I was doing it, I think it's been like 8 to 10 days. I've done it every night or every day. And I've been doing them either at 5 o'clock UK time or 10 or 11 o'clock UK time, which I think is about 5:30 p.m. EST. Or 11:30 a.m. EST. So I've been doing it those 2 days, depending on the day. I am going to do regular lives, so you will know in advance, and I'll set them all up weeks in advance soon. So I'll probably do a live every Thursday night around this time. Okay, for sure. Because I am enjoying them. There's no editing, no messing about, like trying to find space on my phone, and it's super fun just to talk to you guys live and change up what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So thank you, Byron. Never stop believing in dreams. I won't. And I would say bye to you all. Love to you all. Have sweet dreams. Or have a great day if it's the daytime for you. Bye for now. Bye.